And that I just cracked out laughing. That was brilliant. Seeing that, it's fantastic. But I did let them know, and they said thank you for bringing it to your attention. We shall sort this out as quickly as possible. Because it just brought the thought to my mind. It's like, could you imagine this country, the UK, if there was engineering works between Kent and Manchester? How chaotic that would be. It'd be fantastic just to see what happens. Right, so we've got a current speed limit of 75, goes up to 80, then back to 90. So hopefully we'll do well in not exceeding those this time. See, I hit the button, it made the sound, but the throttle didn't actually move. You actually got to hold it down because the frame rate's going a bit groggy. Come on, game. I know you've been running for quite a while, but we're nearly at Stratford. Oh crap, we're nearly at Stratford. It's going to load lots of scenery. Bye bye frame rate. RIP. Nah. Come on, I want to go fast. But because I've certainly I was doing a scenario. I was doing one for my own amusement. I do play this game leisurely as well. I was doing a scenario for my own sort of, you know, bits and bobs, and the frame rate was so my PC started doing something, and it gave the frame rate a real kick. You know, it just sort of, you know, knocked it down to about 15, and I was like going, oh come on, the throttle was taking forever to move, and all of a sudden, 60 frames per second, everything became super awesome and stuff like that. Apart from the part where it made me speed, and it was a career scenario, and I lost all my points, and I went into the negative because it all happened so quickly because the frame rate picked up so much. Yeah, so I stopped doing that. So the only way of doing it is turning the scenery quality down. But when you turn the scenery quality down, that's when you get even more blurry trains. I mean, at the moment it's quite high. I had to have it high to make sure the Gamer 75 train and the 100 subscriber special train actually looked alright. Because it's all very well looking at it in Photoshop, but when you look at it in... I just realised we're going downhill, that's really going to not be useful. When you look at it in game, you need high quality to actually see what it looks like. I'm really scared about hitting this speed limit. I have to put some minor braking on at some point. So, yeah... I could knock that down, but I can't not. I'm going to have to turn the scenery density up, because we've seen several floating signs. Minimal braking. That's it. Keep it there. Wow, this train likes to roll. That's brilliant. Stratford's in 14 miles. Oh joy. We've got descending tracks for what? The next 14 miles. Yay! Awesome! Oh, hitting 30 frames per second in game. A lovely jubbly. Doobie-doo. Okay, we are actually still speeding up. This isn't good. Ding. That'll do. This train rolls really well. I'll give it that. It's really good at rolling. Let's get the classic mole man shot of... Why is that turned on? No, let's get the classic mole man shot of this shot right here. And back to the cab to make sure I'm not speeding. Oh no, we're holding fine actually. We level off in 1.2 miles, so we should be good. Did I mention I turned the cursor off? I think I mentioned that in the first part of the video, didn't I? Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to split this video up. It's going to be a nightmare. Just to show the frame rate, if you look at how slow the seconds are going, you can see the problem of when you have a low frame rate. You sort of start travelling in slow motion. Yeah, that's great, but I'd rather leave that to the slow-mo guys and just stick with my normal time span, because it makes driving trains a hell of a lot easier. And we're gonna, well, yeah, see, frame rate picked up, and I put way too much brake on then, because the frame rate picked back up again to 30 frames per second. That's one thing I do wish about train sims, that the frame rate's that a little bit more stable. mean, obviously it would be if I had a bit more of a stable thing other than a laptop. But, you know, we actually need to apply some throttle now. Because we... Hello! Alright, we're sort of sticking around. This is currently using 30.3 amps. It's not bad. 11 miles to go, and are we speeding up or slowing down? I missed that number change. I think we're speeding up. We are still going downhill, so it would make sense that we are. Minimal throttle. Oh no, we're slowing down. Ooh, the tension grows. Not really. Look at this intense train action. If you get that reference, you're the best. If you don't get that reference, then I'm going to tell you. It's from Kokoski's Trains vs Zombies Let's Play. Fantastic. I love that so much. I so wish the original Trains vs Zombies were available. If anyone knows anyone from Dovetail Games, please release that now. Like, release it this year, Trains vs Zombies 1 and 2, so we've got them. Because for people who bought Train Sim recently, they don't have them. And I know you're planning other stuff, which is what you said in your tweet. But people are going to want what they've seen in the past, you know? I want it. I bought Train Simulator just under a year ago, when both of them were off of Steam. And the Holiday Express turned up, but I never saw Trains vs Zombies outside of YouTube. I'm going to put a bit more throttle on just to get us up to 90. So yeah, it'd be brilliant to have them because, well, the Halloween special, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? You could you could do all of those for a Halloween thingy, and it'd be brilliant. It's like, I hope they release the Holiday Express again this year, so I can do something for Christmas. Because if I'm doing train sim content, I can do that, but flight sim I can't do anything. The only other Christmas content I can... I can do Left 4 Dead 2 for Halloween. What else can I do? I can do the zombies thing for Battlefront 2 again. And then for Christmas there is a mod for Battlefront 2 that's a Christmas in Jingling Town. I will do that, even if no one watches it. I am going to do that because that's hilarious. However, I'm going to have to turn the music off and find Christmas-like music that's not copyrighted, I think, because it's got proper music in it as the background. Which is great, but not from a YouTube standard. That they'll just be like, nope, naughty, 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 no, 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 shut up. We are currently slightly slowing down, but never mind. You can see the essence of London starting to pop up now, in the fact that buildings are getting long, wide, and we have those things, and you can tell London is approaching. I love how you can tell when certain things are approaching. It's like you can tell when London's approaching because the buildings get taller. You know, you can tell when winter's approaching, when you know, when the weather gets colder, especially in the UK. That's not the case everywhere in the world, but it is for here. You know, weather starts getting colder and it starts getting wetter and horrible. You know that winter's coming. And one of the ones that's a little bit more different for me, yeah. In the cooperative that I've got as my local shop, they have they only have them starting this sort of time of year. Bags of about 75 frozen sausage rolls, and when I see those, because they're in red and they've got sparkles on them, you just know it's coming up to Christmas time, and it's awesome to see. And I'm probably going to sound like a complete old nutcase saying that because I don't think many people get Christmas ideals from sausage rolls, but oh god, I'm going to sound like a complete and utter weirdo. I am a complete and utter weirdo, to be perfectly honest. Then again, who isn't? Don't any of you say that you're normal. Normal's a horrible concept. No, nobody's normal. I kind of like how we're sort of maintaining a decent speed right now. It's quite nice. Just got to remember to stop at platform 9. And the thing is, right, Stratford International. Yes, 2 stations near each other. However, in each piece of DLC, you can't see either of them. It's just like, what I think they should add is, if they've got routes that like are close together, you should have the ability in the route editor to add both routes on the same piece of terrain. So if you know, and they can modify them so they fit together. So if you say put the London to Faversham line on, and then you also put this one on, you could take the line that you can go, and they built like a DLR train. You could get off at Stratford, catch the DLR train, you know, to Stratford Regional, and then go on like these lines, for example. And I think the way of joining routes together would be very handy like that, because it means if you could join together different parts, it's like there's King's Cross to Peterborough, and then you've got the London to Faversham line. Well, St Pancras and King's Cross are right next to each other. So why can't you integrate those routes together if you so wish? Because I just think that would be a clever idea, especially for free roam and scenario plans. It'd make everything look a lot more immersive. You know, if you've got trains running out of King's Cross as you pull into St Pancras, or you've got high-speed trains rolling over your head as you pull into King's Cross. I think that'd be something that would be really awesome to see. And I think the only other thing that would be awesome, because there are certain situations in this where I like to sit in the passenger view. It's nice to sit in the passenger view every now and then. The only problem is you can't drive a train in the passenger view. That's the whole point. When you're a passenger, you don't drive the train. If you drive the train, you sit here. What I want to see is some sort of feature where the AI controls the train you're in, and you can be a passenger in a train and experience it as a passenger. I know you just sit there and do nothing, but you could like take control if you want to. But if you just want to sit back and just chill and enjoy the ride, you just put it in computer mode. You can just sit there and enjoy the track running past you as a passenger, you know. And I think that would be really nice. I'd love to see that, because it'd open up opportunities for videos that I want to do and video ideas. It's like for the London Comic Con, I'm going to go up via the high speed line. I'd record for the video recording I'm going to do there. Hopefully I'm going to try and do some, you know, because lots of people there. It's going to be awesome. But I don't want to film the actual train footage there, because it'd be a nightmare to record all that, you know, that whole train journey. I wouldn't fit it on my camera. My camera would be dead by the time we get to London. So I'd love to record it doing this, but I can't drive the train. I can't drive the train from the passenger view. I mean, I could try, but it wouldn't be a very good one. And you've still got this, you know, the thing you can see at the bottom. You've still got that to deal with. And you can't, if you want to get a sort of a cinematic view of the world, if you get rid of that, you can't see what the hell you're doing unless you're in the front. So I think that needs to be a feature added in at some point, because it will open up the opportunities a lot. Why is this platform invisible? Yeah, that I need to turn the scenery density up. I mean, like on the Sheerness branch, if you don't turn the scenery density up far enough, the bridge across the what's it called? The Swale thing. River Swale, whatever it's called, doesn't turn up. Right, let's start slowing down. That would be a very good idea, because we've got to stop at Stratford. I like Stratford. There's lots of trains there. It's very busy. What other routes I'd like to see? I saw one that I saw somebody tweet about a London Overground route. Yeah, and all that Train Simulator replied with was a winky face, and that sounds promising. It means that it could mean that they're working on a route for the London Overground. And what I'd also like is London Underground, yeah, and DLR, because I know the DLR drives itself, but that would introduce a new sort of AI feature to it, because when it comes to the DLR, there's somebody on board, but they don't have to drive the train. The train can drive itself. Floating numbers again. Last time I was on the DLR, there was a failure. It was a rather amusing one, to say the least. But it meant the train went through a red light and we went into a grinding halt. I didn't stop very well then, but never mind. And so the normal dude had to take control. And hang on. These people are walking under the bridge. They're programmed to walk in a straight line from here, but the bridge is curved. This is where there's a problem in this game. Just poking heads. Oh god. That's ridiculous. How long have we got to sit here for? Oh god, ages. Well, I suppose complaining about floating people. I suppose we can do that for a little bit longer. Looking back. Looking that way. Looking that way. Looking that way. Looking that. That's all very clever. The keyboard controls of this game are actually rather good. We can't be that far away now, can we, to be perfectly honest? If I look at this, have we done well so far? Yeah. Arrive at 20:08. We arrived at what? Must have arrived at 5 past. That ain't good. You can tell it's the summer because it's very bright. Did I skip all of the scenery of the Olympic Park? It's just no. Look, if you look over here, look. How cool is this? To have this, so it won't. It can't. Oh, hello. Get too close, it doesn't like it very much, but it can't load station signs, but it can load this in the background. Just thought I'd point that out. You know, if we look around here, I don't think... I'm trying to think of where it actually... Oh, where's the station gone? I've lost the station. Is this our station? Yeah. Let's just make sure the train isn't blaring alarms. It is. Never mind. Oh look. How interesting. Yeah? You can turn it into a different view. Fantastic. One of these lines is the central line. So why isn't there a central line train even as AI? Yeah, it's this one, isn't it? Yeah. Look, they've even got track for it. Look, they've got 4-line track, and this is the DLR that runs alongside and goes to, you know, Stratford International. So why can't they have that in the game? That's why they need to add it. It's like, even though the Eurostar, even though you can't go to continental Europe in game, you might add it in because it'll make you add it into the AI, you know, and stuff like that, and then make it drivable as well for those who want to crash it into other trains. So yeah, this game's got its good points, but there are some things that would be nice. Right, pretend we're a passenger. Where should we sit? If I sit here, yeah, and I push 8. No, not push 8, push 5. That'll do, sort of. That's kind of what I was trying to achieve. Or we can leave soon. That's good. The train's making us leave a minute late. It's not good practice, in my opinion. Actually, no, it's simulating real-world trains. They never leave on time. I think that's why they haven't built a Japanese rail system, isn't it? Because these trains always leave about a minute late in-game. If they program that in, it would be very realistic, because they leave dead on time. They're only a couple of seconds late. It's one of the best rail systems in the world. Come on, doors, close. So I think the doors close, but then the sound for them closing happens. Yeah, look. They close, but in a minute you'll hear a clunk clunk. Yeah, there you go. And that's not very useful. Oh god, hang on. I screwed the train up. 2 trains ride in the time it took me to sort that out. We're going again. Yeah, the emergency brakes went on without me realising. I am a doof. Oh well, let us go to 80 miles an hour. Liverpool Street Platform 12 in 395 miles. Class 395. See, I like the reference there. We're on our way to the final part of the destination, and we haven't seen this view for a little while. I don't think we've watched a fly past of this train yet. I thought our wire was invisible then. That would have been annoying. Just look at that. I wish it would load in a bit better. That's the advantage of a higher resolution. I've picked frame rate over resolution, but it means that you sort of get that distorted view of everything. Yeah, but you can definitely tell we're in London now. It looks grey and horrible and sad. London, everyone. Nah, London's good. I like London. I don't even think we're going to reach 80, you know, because we've got to go down to 60 and then probably down to like 40, and then 30, then 15, and then stop, because we're only just under 3.5 miles away. Look at that. And most of that's been dismantled now, isn't it, I think? Because that was pointless. Thanks for popping in. Thank you. Stupid thing. Right, well, our ETA, we need to get there at 16. It's 3 miles. So, we'll stay on the throttle a bit. But we won't go massively over because we've got to slow down to 60. And then 40. I was right. I was just guessing. I was just guessing. It's 60 down to 40. I know trains too much. You can never know what you enjoy too much. That's the thing. You know, people would say that I'm sad that I know sort of like, you know, the stopping the commuter train between Gillingham and Charing Cross. So it's not sad. Nothing's ever sad, you know. Shut up. Okay, I'll coast at this speed for a little while. You know, it's not sad if it's something you enjoy. Embrace it. Use it to your advantage. I see the gherkin. Looks a lot more pointier there though in real life. It looks a lot more pointier in game. The shard. Look at that, the shard. Brilliant. At least this one has a shard in it. So as well, like the London to Brighton route, you can see the shard from it. So why isn't this in it as well? Yeah, look, I was right. 60, 40, 30, 15. I'm literally a god when it comes to this game. Shut up. I know there's a 40 coming up. I'll slow down now. This thing, you need to learn the braking distance. You know, like the intro video of this game says, which I actually turned off. To be perfectly honest. You know, you learn every bank, every sign, every bits and bobs. You know, it's like I can do that on certain lines. The braking distance on like the Class 466, for example, I've nailed down. I know how to stop that perfectly. Nope. Right, we're gonna stick at around 40 now. However, in terms of getting there on time now, I'm not too sure about if I stick it going this slow. I'm gonna have to stick right to the limit, I reckon. Otherwise, I'm gonna be late. I don't fancy being late. But better late than never. Better late than never. In a weird way, you could say that's what she said. Oh look, you got the gherkin, and then the shard. There's the shard. All very blue right now, but you know, you get the picture. I hear a plane going overhead. You don't see them in London though, for some weird reason here. You only see them over Gatwick. They should build the extension. Speeding. Slow down, you. Slow down to 30, please. Bit more throttle. Yeah, as we load up a little bit more and more scenery loads, the frame rate dies. This is the nature of every single hub. St Pancras does this. Paddington does this. Pretty much all of them do this. All London hubs ruin my frame rate. I do apologise. Nothing I can do about it. Otherwise, the game would look absolutely terrible. I'm sure the frame rate will pick up at the worst possible moment. That helped. That helped. They said keep your eyes peeled for stuff that might happen. All that happened, we were stuck in Colchester for about 6 minutes. And it wasn't even for a dire reason. It was just so we could change bus, get a cup of tea. Wow. See, this game, right? It says 15. It runs slower than 15 frames per second. It's running at 8. But the game can't tell us that. And I don't know why. Wow, this is a joke. If I do that, does this help? Oh yeah, much better frame rate. I can't drive the train from here though. It's looking at the scenery is what's doing the problem. If I look down, I might get a bit better. We actually might get there at a decent time. Come on, slow down for 15. You can actually do, if you do this at really high speed, the train flings off into space. That's always fun. Slow down, train. Slow down to 15, please. There we go. Thank you. And hit right. We can't go outside the view now. This counts as a tunnel, so we're actually stuck in this view, I'm afraid. And we'll be stuck in the passenger view as well. We can't go outside. You can see me trying, but it doesn't actually do it. So yes, this is London Liverpool Street. Very underground, very awesome indeed. There's quite a few stations we didn't actually stop at, though. Wasn't very commuter, more sort of leisurely stopping service. Just a bit more throttle on just to get us into the station. Mind you, I don't know how close to the end we're going to stop. I can see the end in our sights. It is there. That's the end of the track. Why has it got a bend in it? I don't know. Platform 12. Right, we can look at this view. This view's alright. I'm so glad I turned the cursor off in the recording. Because with me, it's annoying me to hell right now, but in the video, it looks nice. I can't believe I didn't think of doing it before. To be perfectly honest. Bit of braking. Braking. And we're just going to bring it to a nice gentle halt. We are like 30 seconds late, but whenever is any train in the UK on time? Let's try and get it. I want to get it closer to the edge, like in real life. That's the problem. I don't want to stop like halfway up the platform and make people walk. Brakes. There we go. The low frame rate. The controller doesn't want to do its thing. I'm sure we can turn that off now. Bit more. Brakes. I put 40% brake on, that's fine. If I put 8... Oh, we can do this view, that's fine. I'm so sorry for the frame rate. It's literally because the amount of stuff is loading right now. 55. 56. That's seconds, by the way. just to show how bad it's being right now. Probably get better frame rate. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to shut the train down. Right, no, don't want to put it on that much brake. Minimum braking. I'm going to put the lights off, so I'll go outside to do that. There we go. Train's pretty much... Hang on. Train's off. Oh, we can do the second view here. It's just what's going in, you can't do it. Fair enough. Well, that's our train turned off. We have successfully arrived at London Liverpool Street. I hope you enjoyed the ride. It's been quite the ride, to be perfectly honest. But an enjoyable one. And quite the talkative one. I haven't talked that much in a video. Well, safely home. Well done, driver. Thank you. Thank you very much. I haven't talked that long continuously for quite a while when it comes to recording, because it's usually cut it up and there's problems and stuff like that. But apart from the controller disconnecting itself at the beginning, which meant it couldn't be used, we did well. How many times did we speed though? That's what I want to know. Stopped at 0 out of 0 destinations. Thanks. Targets complete 10 out of 10. So we've got the targets, but there's no destinations. So none of that worked. 9 times speeding, well that was it. 110 kilometers. I really enjoyed that, and I hope you did too. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.